What's up, nail geeks? I am back with Emily Damali's May releases to show you guys today. We have lots and lots of beautiful micro flakes and shimmers to show you guys. These are absolutely incredible, and if you thought last month was bad, I am so sorry to report that these are all amazing as well. So let's get started with some swatches. First up is City of Light. This is described as a pale nude base with pink to copper to gold to green aurora shimmer. So I want to warn you guys on the video, it's a little bit more representative of what I'm seeing in person. My swatches were being very shy. In person, this is insanely shifty and way more obvious, and the color payoff is way better in person in my opinion. So just note that just for this video, I would say this is just for application. It's so much more obvious in person. So the formula feels like the normal foils that we are seeing from this brand. It applies very easily on the nail with a medium-like formula. I would say between 2 and 3 coats for full opacity, though honestly I think 2 coats and you'll be just fine. It builds up very quickly on the nail. It does dry down a little bit on the matte side, so I would recommend a great glossy top coat, as you're seeing on the full hand shot here, to really get that shimmer to pop. You will see it in all of the color rolls previously mentioned, with pinks and coppers and golds and greens. This one is incredible, you guys. If you are a fan of her foils, I highly recommend picking this one up. Next is Dollhouse. This is described as a bright violet pink when warm to eggplant purple when cold, thermal with micrometallic rose gold flakes. I adore the thermals from this brand as well, obviously, if you've been following my videos. The formula on this one is absolutely just applies very crazy opaque on the nail. This one is really sensitive to temperature, so I feel like on my blog post it was just transitioning all over the place. So just know in person, definite easy transition properties with that thermal, and in person you'll see it as that bright violet pink, which is what you're seeing here, and then in person the cold state is definitely a very rich eggplant purple, so very much more obvious in person. So the formula feels very creamy on application. It stays where you put it. Just a really flattering color in both states. It does dry down a little bit on the matte side. So once again, as you're seeing here on the full hand shot, I am using a glossy top coat, and it really makes those rose gold flakes pop lovely on the nail. I had no problems picking up those on the bottom from the brush. Just smooth sailing overall, very buttery, rich formula. I wouldn't say anybody really needs to go past 2 coats with this one either. Next is Dull Beings. This is a pale gray / beige base with iridescent flakes. I would have to say that the base color on this one is definitely a pale gray. It does have a very strong neutral feel overall, in my opinion, and it is positively loaded with iridescent flakes. I mean, it's just super crazy opalescent in person, in my opinion. You will easily see them shift over from oranges and golds and greens, just crazy strong. For this one, I'm going to say for opacity between 2 and 3 coats. This one's really going to depend on how you apply. I had no problems with those flakes, as you're seeing here on the brush strokes. Just smooth sailing overall. No issues picking them up on the brush, and then they laid down nice and flat for me. And that was a pleasant surprise for me, as this is, as you're seeing here, I mean, there's so many of those flakes here. Really lovely glow overall. They laid down flat for me, and this one also dries down a little bit on the satin-like side. So here on the full hand shot, you're seeing my normal glossy top coat, and it really brings out that opalescent appearance on the nails. So no texture after top coat here, and I was good to go. Next is Out Cold. This is a bright blue metallic flake. So I'm a blue polish lover, and this one went on my nails immediately after swatching. This is an insane, intense, in-your-face, glowy blue. So what you're seeing here isn't exactly holographic pigment, it's microflake. And there are just that much of a concentration that it's giving you this crazy in-your-face opaque look. This one is stunning, you guys, absolutely stunning. I feel like my swatches were just a little bit kind of bright, but it is a bright blue. So I would say compare between my swatches and the video here, and this is what I'm seeing in person. It's intense and really in your face. The formula is absolutely wonderful and super buttery. I had no problems with it whatsoever, and it built up crazy fast on the nail. I would also recommend a glossy top coat here, as what you're seeing on the full hand shot. And it just, I mean, that blue is so intense and in your face. It is stunning. It's got a bit of a cool tone to it. So if you've got warm undertones like myself, I can really see it popping on you. Just absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see. I'm hoping there's more colors coming out like this from this brand. Next is Speculation. This is a bright turquoise green metallic flake. So this one is very similar to Out Cold in that the formula is very rich, very buttery, just really in your face. And this base color, or the color of the flakes, excuse me, is a lovely, lovely turquoise with a definite green like undertone to it. On the video playback here and on my swatches, I will say that the video is color accurate here. I feel like my swatches matched up pretty well, but just know on my playback, I feel like the video is more accurate. Super mermaidy like of turquoise. It's just really in your face. And as you're seeing here, I'm not even going in with super heavy coats. I'm just slightly lightly building it up. And it's crazy, crazy opaque. Absolute beautiful finish. And once again, here on the full hand shot, I am wearing a glossy top coat, and it just really makes those flakes pop. I can't rave about these two enough. They're just stunning in person. Next is the Outsider. This is a light purple base with green to blue to purple Aurora shimmer. So once again, if you are a fan of this brand's foils and those really shifty finishes, this one is definitely up your alley as well. This time we have a very delicate, almost like a lavender, kind of violet-y type of purple. I do feel like my video is color accurate, at least on my monitor watching the playback. This shimmer here, once again, crazy, crazy strong. This is really in your face. You'll mostly see it as this green appearance, and then it'll shift over to a strong blue and purple on angles. So honestly, this one reminds me of like the luminescent fabric, like how you see those purses and whatnot. This is exactly what it reminds me of. Really in your face, very strong, and I mean, it's just crazy, crazy shifty. And the foil effect gives a little bit of a sparkly effect as well. This is so very glowing. Now, I am wearing a glossy top coat once again on the full hand shot here, and I had no problems with texture or anything laying down for me. It's just super smooth sailing with this one. Next, we have Well Suited. This is a dark teal blue base with bronze to green multi-chrome shimmer. I adored this shade like crazy. So the formula is very buttery once again, and just smooth, stays where you put it, very easy to use. That base color is going to kind of shift a little bit depending on your lighting. In the video, I'm going to say that I think the video is a little bit more color accurate regarding that base in comparison to my actual swatches. So it's definitely like a teal blue, but it does have a navy undertone to it. So just throwing it out there. In person, the shimmer is crazy strong here as well. This is really stunning. It reminds me of just a really amped up cream, because the way it applies is definitely creamy on the nail. It feels like a cream polish, but that shimmer is just really in your face. So mostly you'll see it this interesting green color, and easily on angles you'll see it go over to that bronze. Very, very pretty. After top coating, I had no texture here either, though I will say that this one does dry down a little bit on the matte side. So once again, I'd recommend a good glossy top coat to make those shimmers pop. And finally, we have Your Remedy. This is a bright red with silver metallic flakes. So this one does feel a little bit on the jelly side to me, though it applies like a cream, like a dense cream in my opinion. Very opaque on the nail, just super builds up very quickly. And those silver micro flakes really give a nice sparkle overall. This is a wonderful, just gives you a wonderful pond effect in the final look. So mostly you'll get this glowy appearance from them as well. It's almost like a reflective type of sparkle, and you'll see that buildup happen very, very quickly. So the base color to this, okay, so it's bright red, but you know, I'm always picky that I want to see cool toned reds. This one feels like it has a cool tone to it, and I would say it's almost like a tomato type of red, but it's still bright in person, if that makes sense. So if you've got warm undertones like myself, and if you're a little picky with reds, I can definitely say this one is flattering. Very, very flattering on the nail. I think it'll look good on just about anybody. and those flakes are just really, really nice with that pond effect. Very sparkly in person, very, very in your face. So the May releases are coming out very, very soon. They will launch May the 2nd at 10 a.m. Australian time on the Australian website, and Wednesday, May the 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern time on the US and international site. I will link you guys below to the shop if you want to check it out, as well as my blog post if you want additional photos and a written review. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.